This is the unleashed voice for the LGBTQ community, live on KWAM 990 Talk Radio, where our core values are empowerment, enrichment, and what's the other one? Education. Last week I said enhancement.
Wrong show.
We're back where I am Bruce Jenner's attorney. And if anybody want to talk about Bruce Jenner, call here at 901-260-5926, and I will beep you out. All right. We're here with Dr. Darnell Gooch, and we want to talk about the great thing that the church did on today. Tell us what the church did today, Pastor Gooch.
One of the things that the church did today was transforming what we call transforming the track. It's an outreach project that we have started. We normally do outreach every month, and in this particular incident, we went to Morris Park, located at Poplar and Manassas, and our congregation gave away sack lunches, sandwiches, chips, pudding, water, as well as a lot of clothes and shoes for those that were in need. A lot of individuals that hang around that particular area are homeless or are in need, and so our church was reaching out into the community. We went outside the four walls of our church today, and we went to the park and engaged people and empowered them and inspired them by helping them with some of the necessities there is for living.
You know, funny you say that, and I was talking to somebody the other day. People get it twisted when they do outreach. They think you should go out and preach to people. Jesus didn't do that. Jesus fed the people first. Mm-hmm. Then Jesus ministered to the people, because you can't preach to people whose stomach growling. Hello, somebody. Pass the offering plate. I can't preach to you when your clothes are dirty and nasty, when you hadn't bathed in a while, and vice versa. I need to do those essential things, then I can preach the gospel to you. Let me show you the gospel, then I preach it to you. Hello, somebody. Put some money in this cup.
Because in essence, what we're doing is giving people hope. And what other better way to give people hope by doing it yourself, showing them that I can open up my arms and give you a hug, love on you, and let you know that God still loves you, as well as bless you with some of those necessities there is, so that we could actually move forward in transforming the track like we need to.
You said transforming the track?
Yes. It stands for TTT, stands for Transforming the Track. That's our outreach project.
Okay. I know since the inception of the church, we've had a lot of outreach. And before the church was formed, believe it or not, I never did outreach before.
A lot of the members never did outreach before.
Of community outreach.
You never did outreach?
No.
You outreach at the family fair. Loose hair!
Oh yeah, don't get me started on you, because I owe you too.
Okay.
I think you want a shot at the title.
Don't get mad at me because you Bruce Jenner number 2. My mama's a drag queen. Go ahead.
That's not a nice word. Remember we talked about that.
You are. With your Wranglers and your boots. But go ahead.
We talked about that, Pearlie. But I never did outreach before, and I know that in our 3 years of existence, almost 3 years of existence, we were very integral in going out into the community, feeding the homeless, and I found it very rewarding, to see people. We gave away a lot of things, and you teach us that when you give, you make room to receive more. Back
exactly.
in, and people hold on to a clothes and they think they're going to get back down to their size 12 and they wear a 16 now with, with good hopes. And, you just go ahead and get rid of it. And you make room for more clothes and more shoes to come back in the closet and take that space up.
And that's what people don't understand. A lot of people like to ask God for blessings, but still have a whole lot of stuff in their closets, in their home right now, and they don't have any room to put those things. And so instead of trying to be hoarders, we need to get rid of some of those stuff in order so that God may bless us with those necessities that we are asking God to do for us. He did say He'll open up the windows of heaven and pour us out a blessing that we won't have room enough to receive. And in order to make room, we got to get rid of some stuff.
Yeah, I know. So tell the listeners why, when you became senior pastor, that was one of your missions that you said that we would do outreach.
I feel like a lot of individuals hadn't had churches to actually reach out to them. And in regards to our context, most of my members were outcast, they were marginalized, disenfranchised, and so they were hurt by the church. And so in order to exhibit love to them, I had to allow them to get outside of those four walls to actually start expressing love to other individuals, because we were once in their shoes as well. And in order for us to, you know, transform lives, we have to let people know that we love them, that we care. We're thinking about what they're going through, their situation, in hopes of trying to give them resources in order to make their lives better.
That's very profound. And I know, you know, there's been instances where we saw children with no shoes on at all. And just barefooted and hungry and no clothes, no shirts on, and people were dressing the little kids in the clothes that we were giving away. One year we were in the park, and you know, it was almost brought you to tears to see that, and how the people were so appreciative to get the canned food that we gave away. You know, if you've never done it, I just implore you to get involved and go feed the homeless, and you will find out that that's something that you would like to incorporate in regularly in what you do.
And there'll be other opportunities where we'll start doing stuff in the community, not just so much reaching out to the homeless, but we are going to get our feet wet, and we're going to step outside of our comfort zones and do some actual work in the community, picking up trash and stuff like that, to make our community safer and better, because this is the community where we live, and in order for us to be the beloved community that God calling us to be, we got to make our environment, our home where we live here in the city, a better place.
Who gonna pick up trash?
You.
Kim that does these nails for $35. I'm not picking. Clemens ain't picking up no trash. No, but
we'll give you a trash stick.
But the Bible says that we should love one another, for love is from God. And everyone who is loved is born of God and knows God. So you extremist Christians, go sit y'all hypocritical, dusty selves down somewhere, because you don't know God.
But not only that, we are called as Christians to be servants. And Jesus Christ was a servant himself, and I demonstrated that last Sunday in the foot washing ceremony that we had when I ordained the deacons. You know, we're called to be servant leaders, and in order for us to proclaim Christ, proclaim liberty and blessings to these individuals, we have to first learn how to serve, humble ourselves, and learn how to get into the community and do work. You can't be a great leader unless you start being a servant first.
I got a bone to pick with you about that foot washing.
Me too.
You ain't wash my feet at home, and you gonna wash somebody else's feet in front of me? Up in the cuff. Washing folks' feet ain't washing my feet. Wash my feet.
Be a deacon.
I see.
Look, I was just gonna say.
And I ain't picking up no trash.
As sacred as that was, you know, it was very moving. I mean, I was like in tears, and I said, "You're gonna have a lot of people want to be deacons."
But that's not just for deacons, though.
Get a pedicure first.
That's part of our ordinance. Honestly, we hadn't had an opportunity to do it in a minute, and that was the moment to actually demonstrate that particular ordinance because of the sacredness in which deacons are called to be servants.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a paradigm shift in Deacon Banks and Shepherd on Sunday. You did a great service for them. I don't think that they kind of realized how monumental and how sacred their position was until that moment, because it was, I just can't explain it. You have to watch the video to see it. You know?
That's one of the things that I was trying to explain to some of the members as well. You know, some things require a little more time as it relates to service because of the sacredness behind the ceremonial procedures and the church protocol that is going on that we are trying to get people to be exposed to in the church so that they can understand as well as take part in this particular event, because a lot of them never seen foot washing service or never been a part of that, never been a part of an actual ecclesiastical event as it relates to the church. So to actually see that and to see us in our vestments, or to experience what we call a high praise or a glory service, is immaculate to them.
Well, get that water right there. He's gonna wash my feet right now. No, no, for real. In the Bible, it talks about Jesus washing the disciples' feet. You know, we all know that. But it was a woman, a sinful woman, who washed Jesus' feet, and she used a bottle of perfume to wash his feet, and she used her hair to dry his feet. So, and she kissed his feet, I think, also. So my point is this. You know, she kissed his feet, wiped her hair, and used the perfume on his feet. But my point is this. You don't have to be a Christian to do a foot washing ceremony.
Okay.
Because this sinful woman washed Jesus' feet. Most people get it twisted. They think you have to be a pastor, be a saved person, or whatever. You don't have to be that person in order to do a foot washing ceremony. It's a humbling experience, and I think you all should try it just to get to see the significance and the importance of it, and see how it really makes someone feel for you to do that. Because it seems like it's the low of the low, but it's not.
My wife washed my feet all the time.
But that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems that we have. That's one of the problems that we have in our community, is that we as individuals want to be too grand. We don't want to humble ourselves and make ourselves to be the low of the lowest and be able to serve individuals. Once we get up top, we rather stay up top and rather not lower our standards to fit in where those individuals that are experiencing those sufferings and those pains experience. Sometimes we feel like once we get out of our suffering, we're not worried about everybody else. I'm out of mine. So it's almost like that crab mentality. I'm gonna do what it takes to get me up to the top, period, and I'm not gonna worry about nobody else. And we have to stop that.
And then turn around and take the ladder down.
Yes.
You see a lot of, you see that when people get promoted on their job.
Yes.
You know, they think that they don't have to come back and get into the grind. The supervisors, I do that. I work right alongside, you know, my employees, you know, to get out there and let them know, hey, I know how to do this, so I don't mind getting out there and getting in the mix with you. But listen, we have a
Miss
quick
Clemens,
commercial.
it's time for a break. Miss Clemens, it's time for a break. Miss Clemens, I know you don't like me, Miss Clemens. I ain't picking up no trash. Wash my feet. Miss Clemens, it's time for a break.